Before we begin, I just wanted to take a moment to say how much I appreciate spaces like this, where we can all come together and pause, step outside of the rush of daily life, and turn inward. So, as we settle in, I invite you to bring a sense of curiosity and kindness towards yourself wherever you are today. So, for the first minute or so of this meditation, we'll be starting with our eyes open. So, maybe just roll your shoulders, take a quick stretch, get comfortable, and we'll start with a few deep breaths. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, releasing the breath fully. Taking a few more breaths in this way, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And now inhale and exhale through your nose only, letting your breath settle into its own natural pace. And now just a reminder to keep your eyes open. We'll be picking a spot on the wall in front of you, as far away as you can get. And keep your gaze directly on that spot without moving your eyes. And now looking at that spot, I want you to pay attention to what you see. What colors, what shapes, what textures. What do you see directly in front of you from the point where you're looking? And now, keeping your eyes on the spot you chose, expand your vision and awareness to the space around you. What do you see surrounding you in your periphery? You might notice trees outside of your window, art on the wall. For me, it's my cat sleeping on the couch, papers on your desk. What do you notice? What shapes, colors, light, textures? Maybe you even start noticing things you've never noticed before. And now I invite you to release your gaze and close your eyes or cast your gaze downward. And now shift your awareness to the experience of hearing. Notice the sounds in the space around you. Perhaps even notice the sounds you hear outside. Notice how sounds come and go. Notice the space between the sounds. Rest your attention simply on listening with awareness. How does it feel to notice what surrounds you with present moment awareness? What you see and hear simply exists. There's no judgment or criticism. And now release your attention on the sounds around you and return to your breath. And now bring to mind someone you care about. Picture this friend or loved one. Perhaps imagine being with them or even recall a favorite memory you experienced with them. Notice how you feel when you think of this person. Notice any positive thoughts or feelings of gratitude, affection, or warmth that thinking of this person evokes. And now remember or imagine a time when this person was going through something challenging in some way. Maybe they experienced disappointment, made a mistake, or something else. When this friend or loved one makes a mistake or goes through a challenging time or things aren't going their way, how do you typically respond? Notice any feelings of care or tenderness you might feel for this friend or loved one. When they go through challenging times or make mistakes, do you see them as not enough? Do you find them less worthy of love, happiness, support, and safety? These questions probably feel quite unnatural to think about your friend or loved one. And you can choose instead to focus your attention on any feelings of tenderness or desire to help alleviate their suffering. And silently recite the following phrases for your friend or loved one. May you be free from suffering. May you know your worth. May you know peace and joy. And then return your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. And now imagine yourself as a very young child. Or if picturing yourself as a child is difficult, you can picture a friend or loved one as a child. You may even use the friend or loved one you brought to mind before. If this version of yourself or loved one as a child were in pain or suffering, wouldn't you feel instinctively protective towards them? If this version of yourself or loved one as a child were in pain or suffering, wouldn't you relate to them with tenderness and care? Let this feeling of compassion towards this version of yourself or loved one fill your heart, and then silently repeat these phrases for this version of yourself or loved one. May you be free from suffering. May you know your worth. May you know peace and joy. And now releasing this imagery of yourself or loved one as a child from your mind. Take a moment to bring to mind a difficult situation or challenge in your life that is causing you stress. Maybe you made one or are afraid of making a mistake, feeling disappointed in yourself, experiencing feelings of not being or doing enough, or maybe it's something else. Notice how it feels to bring this to mind. You allow these challenges, mistakes, feelings of not being good enough to affect the worth you feel in the world. Just as you responded to the suffering of the loved one and your childhood self with concern, tenderness, and the urge to help, you can offer yourself the same compassion. So, with feelings of warmth and caring toward yourself, silently repeat these phrases. May I be free from suffering. May I know my worth. May I know peace and joy. And now we're going to move through this difficult situation or challenge that is causing you stress. So, in this first step, you will be expressing your fears, concerns, or anything that is difficult for you surrounding this situation. Putting your right hand placed in a light fist, silently express in your mind all of your current concerns, worries, fears, and thoughts or feelings about the issue you've chosen. In this situation or challenge, what is outside of your control? What can you not change? And we'll stay here for a couple of minutes, just silently expressing your concerns, worries, and fears, or any thoughts or feelings that arise from this situation. And now start to let your concerns and fears begin to softly fade away. And in this second step, you'll be connecting to your goals, visions, and positive traits related to the situation you've brought to mind. Release and open the right hand. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, place your left hand into a gentle fist. And in your mind, speaking in the present tense, speak out your positive vision for the situation. Speaking in the present tense about our positive vision works to train the mind out of its negativity bias. and instead shifts the focus to the positives attached to the situation. And here are some questions to get you started. What are the positive qualities and traits you're able to access in yourself when dealing with this situation? What matters to you? What do you care about deeply about this situation? What do you have control of? What do you have the power to change? And you remind yourself that things have been uncertain or challenging in the past and that you've worked through them. And we'll stay here for a couple of minutes, speaking out that positive vision. Allow yourself to experience how it feels to achieve your goal or resolve the situation. Feel the hope and the sense of fulfillment. And now release and open the left hand and take a deep breath. Inhaling and exhaling all the way. And in this third step, you will be bridging and integrating compassion into the situation you brought to mind. So gently place your right hand to your heart, representing the concerns, fears, and worries you have about this situation. Allow the compassion within you to hold all of the worries and fears that this situation evokes. Breathe as you practice surrounding those challenging emotions and thoughts with an attitude of kindness and compassion. And now, keeping your right hand on your heart, bring your left hand onto the heart as well. You can place it next to or on top of your right hand. And with this gesture, symbolically welcome the other side into your heart. The side focused on your positive traits and visions for yourself. Allow yourself to hold your intentions and visions with kindness and compassion as well. Feeling both hands on your heart, see if you can practice recognizing that we can hold opposites. We can hold both sides of the equation, our fears and worries and unknowns, and our visions and goals. And now, in this final step, you'll be working through skillful actions and acceptance for the situation. You can lower both arms on either side of your body or place your hands in your lap. And reflect now from this clear place. What is the most skillful action you could take to move through this situation or move it forward? This could be an internal action or response to the situation. It could be an external action or response to the situation. It could also be both. Or it could even be letting go of the situation altogether because it's outside of your control. And once you have an action, speak in your own words, something like, here are my fears and concerns. Here is my vision. And here is the most skillful action I can take. The result of all this, I turn over to life itself. I cannot control the outcome, and I accept that uncertainty is a part of life and does not determine my worth. Take a deep breath in, then out, representing acceptance. And now repeat these phrases of unconditional self-worth silently to yourself. I am enough just as I am. My life matters. I am worthy of love, happiness, support, and safety. I am whole and complete just as I am. My life has meaning. And take a moment to let those phrases sink in. And now take a moment to contemplate these questions. What would you do differently if you knew you were worthy? What dreams would you pursue if your self-worth wasn't at stake? What would you stop doing if you knew you were already worthy? And what do you think the world might look like if we all had a solid foundation of unconditional self-worth? And now release these questions from your mind. And whenever you're ready, feel free to begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe take a big stretch, and open your eyes whenever you're ready.